Okay, so I just put my assignment on Howard Becker's The Outsiders through ChatGPT with all the parameters as I write in my assignment for my students. And I do have to admit, ChatGPT knocked my assignment out of the park. It did a fantastic job. If a student turned that in, they would receive top points and a lot of praise. So I just wanted to show you that for each of my classes and modules, I do create a WordPress website. And so the students not only have the textbook, but I do create an overview of the entire chapter. So in reality, they don't even need to do the reading, but simply view my overview. And so you see, I even create a video in which I overview the entire book. And so you see, I overview the different kinds of concepts, the different kinds of sociological concepts, social power, labeling theory, rule enforcers, and I even provide questions for them to consider. And in the assignment, I ask them to write discussion questions for the classmates. So I'm just showing you the materials that the students have on hand. Okay, so I am going to copy and paste my assignment. I've copied my assignment from my online course, and now I'm about to paste it into ChatGPT. All right, so let's see if I can just paste this whole thing into ChatGPT. Okay, let's check it out. Looks pretty good. Okay, so it says, it has a title, Exploring Stigmatized Behavior Through Becker's Lens. That's nice. I will argue that social stigma plays a social role. Okay, so, and it cites Becker in the in-text citations. That's one of the top things I'm always critiquing the students on, is about cite page numbers for all direct sources. Introduction, unveiling the stigma. It uses an example of opioid addiction after a sports injury. Actually, that's more precise language than a student would use, because they would just say, yeah, here it says society labeled her as a junkie and treated her differently. Labeling theory. Okay, so it's got the proper key terms bolded, and it's got an in-text citation there, page 9. I don't know if that's a proper one or not. I'll look it up. Page 45. Okay, so it's definitely citing different chapters. I think these page numbers might be made up. I can look in my book. Labeling theory looks beautiful. The writing is at a higher level of my students, saying she faced societal exclusion and limited opportunities. The concept of moral panic is evident in the exaggerated societal response to drug use. That tone does not sound like a student writing. Evident, exaggerated societal response, not quite the words my students would use unless they were quite, well, you know, unless this was the second sociology class they've taken. And then it's citing page 144, so now it's at least citing 3 different chapters. Oh, wow, so they incorporated an academic, but it has a citation of an outside source, check. Discussion questions, if my students labeled the discussion questions like this with the subheading with question 1 and 2, and then I always have to write in all caps, do not ask an opinion-based question. And here, these questions are beautifully written. How does labeling theory contribute to the perpetuation of stigma and substance use disorders according to Becker's framework? Fantastic. The question's broad but acceptable. It's sociological in nature. Response to classmates in response to John's exploration of gambling addiction, Becker's conduct. So it makes up a fellow student to even respond to and what their topic was. And then it clearly has the subheadings, which is like, I love, one of the things that I look for in assignments is formatting. And so here, actually what ChatGPT is really good at, and which I look for and love in my assignments, is edited writing, subheadings, bolded key terms, proper citations. Okay, so I would say this looks good. In the response to classmates, write 100 words for each and cite a source. Wow, okay, look at that. So before the responses to the classmates before were too short. There was just one sentence for each, but I said write more. And I said, write at least 100 words and cite a source. And so it responds to John with an in-text citation. And it's kind of written like a student. And then Sarah, your exploration of eating disorders resonates with Becker's concept of master status. Citation, it would be insightful to delve deeper. Wow. Okay, so okay, yeah, wow, I'm impressed, ChatGPT. I have to honestly say, if the student turned this assignment in, it would absolutely receive top score, and I would be quite impressed. I would be like, wow, you did a great job with the subheadings, with clearly laying out your argument, proper use of in-text citations. Okay, wow, yeah, and so it just gave me a reference list with proper citations. My students struggle a lot with citing things properly in text and in a reference, and so there it is included. So, um, wow, yeah. So now I know what it looks like when a student really, uses ChatGPT in this particular assignment, and it knocks it out of the ballpark. So, as far as my assignment being ChatGPT proof, total failure. Not at all. ChatGPT did an excellent job on my assignment. So now what should I do? What do you think? Okay, so I just wanted to run the assignment I just created in ChatGPT through GPTZero to see if it can detect the AI writing. So because I was wondering also what tools do professors use to check if some assignment is written by AI. So I'm just also now exploring the options. I've never done this before either. So let's see what it says. We are uncertain about this document. If we had to classify it, it would be considered AI generated. 79% probability AI generated. So let's see, it has a breakdown. It highlighted all the text. Sentences that are likely AI generated. Okay, so it highlighted all of them. And then it has this breakdown: human 0, mixed 21, AI 79 probability. Okay, so it can tell that human did not have anything to do with this. These results should not be used to directly punish students. So there you have it. Like, I ran it through a tester and it did come up as GPT. Okay, so now I guess I should go back and run one of my students' assignments through this and see what it also says. Okay, so I'm on the GPTZero page to see if this platform can tell if the assignment was AI generated. So now I'm going to take an actual student's submission to the assignment and put it through here to see what it says. Because I've actually never ever run a student's assignment through turnitin.com or anything like that ever to check for plagiarism. I just haven't been concerned because I feel like I work closely with the students. I know their writing and the assignments are specific enough, but clearly, I can see my naivete. So let's see what it says about a real student assignment. Human. 0% probability AI generated, highly confident. AI 0, mixed 5%, human 95%. Oh my God, that is funny. AI is like, no way would we write that bad. That's what I'm saying is you can tell that the writing is human because it's written so poorly. It's got like all these spelling mistakes and typos. I'm going to just put another student assignment in through here because pretty entertaining actually. Okay, so I just wanted to run a second student assignment through the GPTZero to check for AI writing or plagiarism. Okay, so no sentences are highlighted for being AI generated. Again, it says 0% probability AI generated. Okay, so there you have it. Like, it seems like they can easily tell the writing difference between human and AI. And really, we should be able to also, because it's just about that kind of, does it sound like it's written by a computer or by, an 18-year-old student who's only learning how to write? But yeah, very, very interesting. But you can do it, but you will be caught. So I think that's the lesson here for these two platforms. I'll just overview what ChatGPT did well in my assignment and why I'm so excited about its response. So first of all, it listened to my instructions clearly and it applied them to the assignment. My students almost never follow the instructions this precisely. So that's step one of how I can tell that it is ChatGPT and not a student. My students overwhelmingly make mistakes that are not following the instructions. If they read the instructions clearly, and if they even made it into a small checklist and followed it precisely, they would, do fine on the assignment. So it's not reading the assignment clearly and violating the specifications of the assignment in which students lose points. And so I just go through the specifications of my assignment and check that it's there. One of the things that is very important to me in my assignments is formatting, proper formatting, having a title, cite in-text citations, a proper reference list. The first thing I look at in an assignment is the reference list and how properly it's formatted. And so if the student can take enough care to write a properly formatted reference list, then I assume that there's a lot of care in the assignment itself. So that's the first thing I look at. Sometimes there's no reference list. Sometimes it's just a hyperlink. Sometimes it's just written out of their mind, not following any kind of format. So I can see what kind of attention to detail they have. Then I ask students to outline their argument in the introduction. This is what I'm going to do in this paper, step 1, step 2, step 3. And I put that in the assignment. And then I love to see subheadings in the assignment. Have a clear subheading, have a paragraph break, have each paragraph do a piece of the assignment. In this assignment, I have 5 key concepts to define and apply. Each of those should have a subheading, should have a paragraph, in-text citation. ChatGPT is very good at formatting. There's always an introduction, and the language sounds like it's, coming from someone born in the 1930s, like very formal, stilted language that's very proper. I even put it in my assignment description, edit your writing, write properly, write in a scholarly manner, not in a interpersonal manner. So that is what ChatGPT does well. And what my students do is they write, they have a lot of typos, lots of spelling errors, lots of grammatical mistakes, and they write in a very casual tone as if they're writing a text message to their friend. Like the tone in the writing should be formal. You should not be writing about your opinion. This is sociology. We want facts. So yeah, ChatGPT blew it out of the park, and it can even make up responses to fellow students. So that is amazing. And even 100 words, include a citation, include a fellow student's name and their topic. Like it just makes those things up. So, okay. So I guess now that I see that, and if, when I'm reading my assignments to sense for a ChatGPT written assignment, I would look for perfection then. So this assignment is written too perfectly. All the citations are proper. The argument was introduced. There's proper subheadings. It looks great. So that, I guess, would be the first flag. And then I would have to go and look up the page number citations and make sure, because I see here that it cited page numbers that were different enough to be in 3 different chapters. So I would check the specific page citations. I assume that, Chat just made it up. But otherwise, I would have to say my assignment fails at being ChatGPT proof. It absolutely is not. But if a student knocks the assignment out of the park, then I would have to look more closely and perhaps put it through some, assessment tool. So yeah, definitely have to rethink that assignment. So students and other teachers out there, please let me know how do you go about making assignments ChatGPT proof? Have you put your assignments through ChatGPT to see what you get? And students, please, I would love to hear from you. How are you honestly using this in the classroom, and how's it working out? Do the teachers, are they clued in? Are they still like have their head in the sand? Like, let me know. So very interesting, and I definitely want to put all my assignments through to see what ChatGPT gives me and how then I can work to develop the assignment further. Very interesting.